Good morning friends. Welcome back to Parnika tutorials. In this video, I want to discuss how to write a Python program to print inverted half pyramid using numbers. What is meant by inverted half pyramid using numbers means, suppose let's take that you want to print half pyramid using 3 rows. Then in the first row, you need to display 1, 2, 3. In the second row, 1, 2. In the third row, 1 should be displayed. Like this, you need to display. Suppose let's take that you want to display half pyramid using 4 rows. Then in the first row, you should display 1, 2, 3, 4. In the second row, 1, 2, 3. In the third row, 1, 2. In the fourth row, 1 should be displayed. So like this, we need to display the inverted half pyramid using numbers. So first what we need to do, based on the number of rows, we need to display. So I need to ask the user to enter the number of rows. So I will use the input function. Inside that, I will ask I will write a statement called enter the number of rows. So how many rows the user has entered, but the input function will return in the form of a string. So I need to convert into an integer. So I will do the typecasting. So how I will do? I will convert into an integer. So whatever the input function will return in the form of string, I am converting into an integer. Now if you observe, we need to traverse the rows. In the each row, we need to display 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, like that we need to display. So we need to use the nested loops concept. So first I need to write the outer loop. For I in range, row 0 and -1. Then for j in range 1 comma I plus 1. Then I need to write print and I need to display the j value, and then I need to end with some space. Then here I will write print. Okay, so this is the program. Let's see is our program is working properly or not. Let me run the program and enter the number of rows as 5. If I enter the 5 rows, you can see I got the output as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Similarly, we will give another input. This time I will give the number of rows as 4. Then 4 rows half pyramid should be displayed. So in the first row 1, 2, 3, 4. In second row 1, 2, 3. In the third row 1, 2. In the fourth row 1 has been displayed. Similarly, if I give the number of rows as 3, you can see the output will be in the first row 1, 2, 3. In the second row 1, 2. In the third row 1 will be displayed. I hope you have got it. Now for better understanding, I will trace this program by taking a row value is equal to 3. So now user has entered the number of rows as 3. Then you can see the next statement is what? For I in range, row 0 and -1. The range will take 3 values. One is start value, which is row, and then the stop value, which is equal to 0, and the step value is equal to -1. So what is the row value here? The row value is 3. So this loop is starting from 3 and it will go up to 1. So it will traverse 3 times, or it will execute the statements which are there in the loop will be 3 times. When it is 3, when it is 2, and when it is 1. When the value becomes 0, it will terminate. So you have the I value. So I, initially you will start with the start value. What is the start value? 3. Okay. Then you will verify the condition. I should be greater than stop. Sorry, I should write greater than. So I should be greater than stop. What is the I value? I value is 3 is greater than, what is the stop value? 0. So 3 is greater than 0. So the condition is true. If the condition is true, the statements which are there in the outer loop need to be executed once. Then look at here. There is a loop. So this loop we will call it as an inner loop. So this concept we will call it as a nested loop. In a loop you have another loop. Now look at here. Again there is a statement called range 1 comma I plus 1. So start value will be 1 and the stop value is equal to I plus 1. What is the I value? 3. So 3 plus 1 means 4. Okay, then what is my step value? As the step value is not provided, the default value 1 will be considered. So j is starting from 1 because start value is 1. So j variable will start from 1 and then j should be less than stop. Then you can ask me one doubt. Sir, here you have written I is greater than stop. Here you are writing j is less than stop. What is the difference? When you are taking the step value as a negative value, and if you see the stop value is 0 and start value is 3. So start value is higher than the stop value and then step value is a negative. Then you need to start from 3, then 2, then 1 like that. When it becomes 0, you need to stop. So that's why I am comparing I should be greater than stop. Whereas here, the start value is lesser than the stop value and step value is 1. So you need to verify. When it is 1, you need to execute. When it is 2, you need to execute. When 3, you need to execute. When it becomes 4, you need to stop. So that's why you are writing a condition. J is less than stop. What is the j value? 1. What is the stop value? 4. Is 1 is less than 4? Yes, the condition is true. Okay, the condition is true. If the condition is true, the statements which are there in the inner loop need to be executed. What is the statement is there? You need to print the j value. What is the j value? 1. So 1 will be displayed and then a space will be given. So this is the 1 has been displayed till now. Then after printing all the statements or after executing all the statements in the inner loop, where the control will go? The control will go to the iteration of the inner loop. What is the statement? J value is 1 and step value is 1. So you need to increment j value by 1. So if I want to explain properly, it is j is equal to j plus step. What is the j value? 1. What is the step value? 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. That will be assigned to the variable j. Okay. Now again you will verify the condition. J should be less than stop. What is the j value? 2. What is the stop value? 4. So 2 is less than 4. The condition is true. If the condition is true, again the statements which are there in the inner loop need to be executed. Print j. What is the j value? 2. 2 should be displayed and the space will be given. Then look at here. What I need to do now? Then the control will go to the iteration. J value is 2 and step value is 1. So you need to increment the j value by 1. So j value will become 3. Then you will need to verify the condition. J should be less than stop. What is the j value? 3. What is the stop value? 4. So 3 is less than 4. The condition is true. Again the statements which are there in the loop should be executed. So print j. What is the j value? 3. So 3 will be displayed as an output. Then a space will be given. See, if you provide n is equal to space, then spaces will be given after printing whatever you are trying to print. If you remove this n, then what will happen? After printing, it will go to the new line. By default, end value is \n, means after printing, it will go to the new line. But I want to print 1, then space 2, then space 3 like that. So that's why I am overwriting the \n with a space. Suppose if I provide comma here, then 1 comma 2 comma like that, it will be displayed as an output. Now where we are? We are printed 1, 2, 3. Then control will go to the iteration. J value is currently 3, step value is 1, so J value will become 4. Now you need to verify the condition. J should be less than stop. What is the J value? 4. Is 4 is less than 4? Because stop value is 4. No, the 4 is equal to 4. So the condition is false. If the condition itself is false, the statements which are there in the inner loop will not be executed. Then what is the next statement will be executed? Print nothing. You are not printing anything, but you are going to the new line. As I told you earlier, what is the purpose of the print function is whatever you are providing, it will print and it will go to the new line. But after printing 1, 2, 3, I don't want to print anything. Directly, I want to go to the new line. So that's why I have given print empty. So it will not print anything and it will go to the new line. So the control went to the new line. Okay. After executing all the statements which are there in the outer loop, where the control will go? Again, the control will go to the iteration of the outer loop. What is that one? I value is equal to 3, step value is equal to minus 1. As I said earlier, I is equal to I plus step. What is the I value? 3. What is, oh sorry, I value is 3. What is the step value? Minus 1. Okay, so 3 minus 1, which is equal to 2. So I value will become 2. Okay, as step value is equal to minus 1, you need to decrement by 1. Again, you will verify the condition. I should be greater than stop. What is the I value? 2. 2 is greater than 0. Is this condition is true or false? The condition is true. If the condition is true, the statements which are there in the outer loop should be executed. So what is that one? For j in range I plus 1 means 1. So 1 is the start value, I plus 1 is the stop value. What is the I value? 2. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So stop value is 3 and step value by default it will become 1 as there is no step value provided by the user. Now j value will start from 1 because start value is 1. J should be less than stop. Now, what is the j value? 1. What is the stop value? 3. So, 1 is less than 3. Yes, the condition is true. If the condition is true, the statements which are there in the inner loop should be executed. Print j. What is the j value? 1. That should be displayed as an output. Then a space will be provided. Then where the control will go? The control will go to the iteration of the inner loop. What is the j value? 1. What is the step value? 1. So you need to increment the j value by 1. So j value will become 2. And then you need to verify the condition. J should be less than stop. What is the j value? 2. What is the stop value? 3. So 2 is less than 3. So the condition is true. If the condition is true, the print j value will be executed. What is the j value? 2. So 2 will be displayed and a space will be given. Then control will go to the iteration of the inner loop. J value is 2 and step value is 1. So J value will be incremented by 1 and J value will be updated to 3. Then you need to verify the condition. J should be less than stop. What is the J value? 3. Stop value is how much? 3. 3 is less than 3? No. 3 is equal to 3. So the condition is false. If the condition is false, the statements which are there in the inner loop will not be executed. Then this print empty will be executed. So it will not display anything and it will go to the new line. So we have successfully displayed 1, 2 in the second row. And then we have went for the third row. Now after executing all the statements which are there in the outer for loop, then where the control will go? The control will go to the iteration of the outer loop. What is the current I value? 1, 2. What is the step value? Minus 1. So I value will become 1. So you need to decrement by 1. I should be greater than stop. What is the I value? 1. What is the stop value? 0. So 1 is greater than 0. The condition is true. Again, the statements which are there in the outer loop should be executed. The start value is 1. Stop value should be I plus 1. What is the I value? 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. And the step value is default value 1. And you know that J will get the initial value is start value which is 1. Then you need to verify the condition. J should be less than stop. What is the J value? 1. What is the stop value? 2. Is 1 is less than 2? Yes, the condition is true. If the condition is true, the statements which are there in the inner loop should be executed. Print J is there. So you need to print the J value. What is the J value is there? 1 is there. That you need to display. Then you need to give a space. Then where the control will go? After completing executing all the statements which are there in the inner loop, the control will go to the iteration. J value is 1 and step value is 1. You need to increment 1 by 1. So J value will become 2. Then you will verify the condition. J should be less than stop. What is the J value? 2. What is the stop value? 2. 2 is less than 2. So the condition is false. If the condition is false, the statements which are there in the inner for loop will not be executed. Then the next statement is print. So it will not print anything and it will go to the new line. So you are in the fourth row. Then we will see what will happen. After executing all the statements which are there in the outer loop, then the control will go to the iteration of the outer loop. So What is the I value? 1 and step value is -1. So you need to decrement by 1. So I value will become 0. I should be less than stop. This is the condition. Not less than, sorry, it is greater than. Okay, so I value is how much? 0. What is the stop value? 0. Is 0 is greater than 0? No, the condition is false. If the condition is false, the statements which are there in the outer for loop will not be executed. After that, there are no other statements. The program will terminate. So this is the output you will get. In the first row 1, 2, 3. In the second row 1, 2. In the third row 1. I hope it is clear for you. If you still have any doubts related to this program, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.